Awesome, and I think we just got kicked off. We'll just give it a few more minutes to let everyone join, and then we'll get started. Okay, yep, still just going to give it a couple more minutes to let everyone join. Then we'll get started with the presentation. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. I assume some people will continue to join, but just a quick round of introductions and a welcome to what will be kind of our first live demo of PSPDFKit's SDK. Today we're going to focus mainly on our web framework and kind of go over the different functionality that we provide, both client side and server side, using our technology. My name is Richard. I'm the VP of Sales here at PSPDFKit, and we'll be leading the demo primarily. With me today, I have Guillermo. I'll let Guillermo do a quick introduction on his own, and then he'll drop off and kind of help us out throughout the call to answer questions in the chat. If you have any technical questions, we can provide documentation, but there will be time at the end where we can open it up and answer questions from the chat as well.
Hey, hi everyone. I'm Guillermo. I'm part of the PSPDFKit for Web team as a front-end developer. My main duties are maintaining the SDK, adding features, and also helping out our customers on support. I'll be checking the chat today and addressing potential questions that you might have about our web offering while watching the presentation. So I hope you enjoyed this live demo. Back to you, Richard.
Awesome. Thanks, Guillermo. I'll see you at the end. Okay, so to get us kicked off, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I'll give that a couple seconds to get up and running. If anyone has issues with seeing it, you can just denote that in the chat. But it looks like we should be good to go. So welcome to the webinar today. We wanted to take the opportunity to kind of share kind of where we're at with what we provide with our current web technology for new and existing customers, as we're constantly iterating on our SDK and releasing new features. So a quick kind of a brief history of PSPDFKit. We've been in this space for roughly over 10 years. Started primarily providing support for iOS, and have built out different SDKs for different operating systems over the year. Again, primarily today, I'll be focusing on our web framework, which allows you to run PSPDFKit and any browser-based applications. PSPDFKit is used widely across many industries, including construction, as you can see with some of our existing partners such as Autodesk, but we're also aligned with other companies like cloud storage providers as Dropbox, Box, and companies like that. So we're very fortunate that PDFs is a widely used document format, and we've continued to build out our core offering. So a little bit about how the SDK is delivered. So here at PSPDFKit, we provide a feature-based licensing model depending on the SDK or technology that you're providing. So yes, again, the demo today will be focused primarily on our web framework, but over the years, we have developed distinct products that help you to provide native support for different operating systems. Most commonly, you see us used on iOS and Android and the web as well. So within each of these SDKs that we provide, we have individual engineering teams here at PSPDFKit who really take the time to really focus on the details that you would expect as a user of each of these operating systems. So you can see on the front end, we have a number of different offerings, including iOS, Android, Windows, Mac Catalyst, as well as Flutter and React Native, as we see the popularity of those technologies grow. In addition to what we do on the front end, we also have back end and server side features that we provide as well, which are denoted at the bottom of the page as well here. So yeah, looking at the different features and everything we are, PSPDFKit kind of differs ourselves in the industry as we provide a feature-based model of licensing our technology. The benefit of this is you're able to really, start with what your initial requirements are and then grow that offering as you see different requirements from your users or the industry itself. Our entire framework is built on top of our viewer. And then we basically provide a component stack after that. Today, I'm going to spend a lot of time going into, the high level overview of each one of these features and what you can accomplish with that. So yeah, let's get started. So we can start with our viewer. So our viewer provides a number of different things. So basically what the core offering is when you're opening a PDF in your application, and PSPDFKit takes it from there. We render the document and allow you different manipulation tools to manage the viewing experience. Those include things like thumbnails, being able to see a high-level overview of the PDF, as well as an outline if there is a predefined outline with the PDF and allows you to navigate the PDF using that, as well as adding bookmarks if you want to track pages. So, you'll see PSPDFKit used on a lot of different publishing or ebook applications as the core support of the viewing experience and reading experience. So I can put an example bookmark here on this page here. Navigation, our design team takes a huge interest in making PSPDFKit and the UI that we provide out of the box intuitive and something that we don't think your users will need training to use your application. So we do provide different ways to transition between each page, as well as being able to affect the orientation of the page in case the PDF is not there. We have other features such like fit to page. We always need to zoom. And then we provide a search engine as well that allows you to search within the PDF and then toggle those results as well. So looking at that, we can also extend that. With this web example, we do by default allow you to download this locally to the device that you're viewing the document on. But one of the benefits about PSPDFKit is we really allow you to manage the document lifecycle and flow of where the document's coming from and where it goes after it's been rendered or manipulated. So yeah, that's some of our core feature offerings for our viewer component. So I'll come back to our feature page. Probably the most common point that we see a lot of people come to PSPDFKit with a need is being able to annotate a PDF. We provide a number of different annotation types, as you can kind of see on our feature breakdown, that we have 17 different annotation types and APIs that we provide your tools able to manipulate the document. If we jump back to my demo here, one of the benefits here with the SDK is it's fully customizable. So, while we expose all these annotation types, you have the ability to change icons, what annotation types you want to provide, and really what the default workflow that you can do. So we do a number of things such as free hand drawing and ink annotations, and then provide the PSPDFKit annotation inspector, which will allow you to manipulate those in terms of being able to put backfill on the PDF, change the thickness of the lines, anything you would expect to be able to do with the PDF itself, and the annotations that you're adding to it. I can also denote maybe a comment that, Richard made this. Moving from that, other annotation types, we do support text selection as well. So if I'm selecting the text, I get a nice little overlay that gives me a couple of options if I want to do inline text editing, such as highlighting, strike through, underlining, and things like that. So it's a good tool to use when you're going from text. Other annotations, we have a free-form highlight as well, which I can adjust. I can adjust that and maybe adjust how there. As well as, we always need to be able to erase and go back, which we've also enabled an undo and redo feature recently. Other annotation types that we will expose is we give you the ability to add an image as an additional annotation on top of the PDF. PSPDFKit also, if we switch back quickly to our feature page, also extends the document types that we support in terms of image documents, where we can convert PNG, TIFFs, and JPEGs to PDF, and then can allow you to convert them back to images when you export the document. So being able to expand our offering to not only PDFs, but other document types as well is really important, and something that we've seen driven by our customers and the roadmap that we have. We also support predefined stamps, so you can find stamps that we've built and put in the document for you to drop onto the PDF and then resize and move. We also allow you to import custom stamps as well. So if you have your own stamps, we also have a stamp builder as well at the bottom, where I can do a custom stamp if I wanted to. So I could do a custom stamp here if I needed to on time, but we allow you the integration to import your own stamps if you have a predefined workflow. Again, our goal is to provide a well-versed SDK that you can implement into your workflow and get to your desired income. Other things we do, we provide sticky notes where we can provide that. You can also change and edit the note annotation. So you can see what the overview is here. So I can move this here, which is really helpful. Free text to add an additional layer to the PDF, as well as shape annotations. So you can see the different shape annotations as I've been using on the feature page, where I can do shape annotations here. We've provided some customizations for certain industries, such as the construction industry, where we know cloud annotations are a requirement in that workflow. So working with certain partners of ours, we've built out and made customizations to our offering to do that. So yeah, that would be a high-level overview of the different annotation types we provide. So I see that there's stuff coming into the chat that I believe Guillermo's helping out with, so I appreciate that, Guillermo. So great. So let's clean up our feature page a little bit so I can show where we're headed next. So going back to that, PSPDFKit is really built as a feature-based model, which allows you to not only offer the functionality that you want to, but also pay for the functionality that you want to. So we have a licensing model that focuses heavily on the features that we're providing. So rather than having to take on this entire SDK that you would have to eventually disable a bunch of functionality or pay for stuff that you're not using, we want to be able to provide you a flexible model that you can integrate and pay for what you only want. So the next logical step that we see in a lot of workflows is PDF form support. So we follow the PDF spec in which we support PDF acro forms. So if a document has a PDF form on it, we go ahead and render those forms, as well as allow you to fill them and use the information in the form as you wish. So this is an example of a work order that we've built, and as you see, we've taken the opportunity to go ahead and pre-fill these form fields from a database. So this is something we expose with our APIs that allows you to programmatically fill form fields to help save time. So we recognize the different types of form fields, including radio buttons, check boxes, as well as signature fields. So if a form field has been designated as a signature field, if I click on it, we pull up our signing UI, which helps me put in a signature in a couple different ways. I'm just using a mouse right now, but I can also upload an image of my signature, or I could type it as well. And then our SDK takes the rest of the task, and we fit it nicely into the signature box. Other nice things about this, date and time. We provide a date and time picker as well that helps you stick with the formatting. So there's quite a few things that we can do here in terms of form filling. Building off the form workflow, I've seen like a change in the industry where the ability and the necessity to build forms is growing in a number of different industries, such as e-signatures and things like that. So we spent some time exposing APIs to allow you to really build out a workflow where you're able to create form fields either via like creating a PDF template, or in this case, creating a signing workflow where I have a predefined UI that allows me to drag and drop form fields onto a PDF and then provide a permission-based model, which when I circulate this for signature, I'm able to delineate who's going to be signing. So PSPDF can also do that. One of the current things we're working on behind the scenes right now is exposing more of a UI around form designing as we see more demand from our customers in this field. So great. What else? So back to our list. So we've covered quite a few things already as we work our way down kind of this feature list. We briefly showed you electronic signatures. In terms of requirements of digital signatures, PSPDFKit does provide a vehicle to both apply, verify digital signatures as well. So if those requirements are there, PSPDFKit can provide that type of support as well. The next thing we'll probably cover is our document editor. This is one of the more commonly requested features that we see. As what PSPDFKit really provides is a vehicle that you're able to render and manipulate PDFs within your application and really control the document lifecycle so that it never leaves. So commonly we need to be able to merge PDFs, add pages, things like that. So when I look at, excuse me one second, when I look at my form example, I might need to be able to export a single page, rotate the page, and our document editor functionality allows you to do that. So really being able to manipulate the document itself and be able to add pages and things like that. And then I have the option to save as and create a new version of the document or affect the original document itself. So I can also come in here and import a document if I wanted to, or undo if I want to get back to the original document that was here. So that would be our document editor feature. Okay, Guillermo, thanks for the help. You're still knocking it out of the park over there in the chat. There's a question about customization. So I can kind of quickly derail real quick and kind of show an example of what does a customized UI look like. So in this example, you can see that we have a magazine where often we see customers come to us and say, what kind of customizations can I do with PSPDFKit to ensure that the document doesn't leave, people aren't able to export it or download it. So this would be an example where we've taken our toolbar and allowed you to move it to the bottom and remove from, as you can see in the other field, the standard UI that's at the top of the screen. We've moved it to the bottom. We've also removed a number of different annotation types to really focus on what we want to offer the customer. So, from this use case, thumbnails were important, being able to highlight, zoom, and add bookmarks. And then we also give you the ability to do a toggle-free mode. So I can zoom in quite nice as we snap back and render the document. So yeah, so customization is something we definitely continue to support, as well as expose different ways to do it. The idea is that, again, PSPDFKit provides a flexible integration that you can achieve the results you want when your users are working with documents. Good thing. So Great. So back to our feature list. We're running right through everything. Appreciate all the comments and the questions that are coming in. One thing that we definitely want to cover, and this kind of takes us from what we've been showing as mostly our client-side integration of PSPDFKit, which we call PSPDFKit Web Standalone, where there is no server requirements. All the rendering and the manipulation of the document happens in the browser. So really minimum integration concerns. It allows you to get up and running very quickly. But we also provide a server-backed integration of our web framework that enables certain server-side features that really can enhance how you can work with documents. And one of those things is over the years, we have built and now support a proprietary instant sync and collaboration engine. PDF's been around for a very long time. And one of the things we recognized that we wanted to really bring to users is the ability to collaborate on documents. Like you see with other tools in the market right now, such as Google Docs. So using our server technology, which is delivered through a container approach, which provides a number of benefits when you're deploying this on your own infrastructure, and including the ease of integration, is right now you're seeing an example of me running two different instances of PSPDFKit. These are two different users, two different browsers. But the beauty of this is what it does is it allows real-time syncing and collaboration so that as any change to the document occurs, it is synced with anyone who has access to that document. So again, kind of modeling off of a Google Docs workflow, our idea was to solve things like conflict resolution, where you have multiple users working on a document at different points. And we just saw some of the pain points that customers were facing in terms of changes, versioning. And so this brings what we think, PDFs more into more kind of current day use cases. So we've extended this over the years, based again on a customer driven approach where we really focus on our customers and developers and the pain points that they face to bring certain features such as instant commenting, so threaded commenting on the document so that you can have conversations at a document level. This is anonymous right now, but you do have the ability to use APIs to be able to understand who and what author is making these changes. That could all be exposed in our annotation log by associating author names and requiring people to register themselves. But we've added threaded commenting. We've also gone to the point of actually putting a permission-based system where you are able to both toggle public annotations, private annotations, as well as giving certain people certain functionality that they can do. So if we have a read only or a view only, and it extends past annotations as well. At the document level, if we remove a page and then we save it, it pushes an update to everyone with access to the page that it has been changed and we should reload the document. So yeah, we've always been really excited about Instant. There's a number of solutions in the market right now that uses this. And it's not only good for a collaborative approach, it's also great for a end user approach as well. If you have to use from different devices, if you work in the field where you might not have consistent connection, whereas the ping that's always going back to the server, if you go offline, once you come back online, all those annotations are sent back to the server at that point. So it's a great tool to manage workflows. It's a great tool if I'm having to jump between, my MacBook or maybe going to my iPhone. And one of the beautiful things that we've done is we've extended it past the web framework, that it also is compatible with our iOS and Android SDK. So as you have multiple people on different devices, you're able to do that. So if you see, your field technicians using iPads in the field, but then you have, everyone back at the office on a desktop or a web browser, there's no issues there. So our goal is to always have feature parity across, the different operating systems that we support. Cool. So it's about 10:25. There's a couple more things I want to go through, and then we can kind of open it up for questions and probably bring Guillermo back on if there's anything left. I wanted to highlight a few of the server side tools that we offer, just so that everyone has an idea of what can be achieved using PSPDFKit, using our server side technology. We support OCRing the document, so uploading a scanned image, running an OCR process so that the text is then, readable, extractable, selectable, and things like that. We have support for PDF generation via HTML right now, where you can generate PDFs from HTML. We also are able to convert Office files to PDFs as well, and then you're able to use all the tools that we're looking at right now. Cool. And the last thing that we supported is Redaction. So Redaction was a tricky one that took our team quite a bit of time, but the beauty of being able to support Redaction is that PSPDF can permanently remove things from PDFs. So when we say permanently remove, this isn't simply adding an annotation type on top of a PDF. We're removing the underlying metadata from the document itself. So as I select provisions and I preview this and I apply it, now that I've applied the document, applied the redaction process, it's irreversible. So if I go to search provisions, it no longer appears in the search engine as well, other than down here where obviously I didn't redact it, but where it previously occurred, it's been removed from the document. You could do this from a UI perspective where you're just selecting, and then we provide, again, our inspector to help you achieve the workflow that you want, if it's not quite what you want. So if I redact this, now I'm putting an overlying text that says it's been redacted. I can also make comments on the redaction as well, that we had to redact this because we were in a webinar. So, and then we can apply it. Obviously, we want to make this as streamlined as possible. So we've actually created a custom example that one, you're able to see the preview of things redacted, but you're also able to search within the documents for certain key things that we think are commonly redacted. So looking for social security numbers, and then we can mark those for redacted and then apply them as well. So there is some programmatic redaction support that we do, that you can predefine these fields as the document's being rendered. We also have server-side redaction support as well. If you have, batch, you have bulk processing of documents where you want to have these redacted rather than doing it by hand. And it's not only limited to kind of text selection as well. We do area redaction as well, so that if I wanted to redact basically the entire PDF, I could do that. But we won't apply that. So yeah. So that's my quick overview of kind of PSPDFKit and the different features that we offer for our web framework, both our client-side integration, PSPDFKit for web standalone, as well as PSPDFKit for web server back, which comes with a server-backed integration of PSPDFKit for web. I'll probably ask Guillermo to jump back on and see if we can kind of finish up any of these questions that we have. So I'll quit sharing my screen right now. And Guillermo, if you want to jump back on, we can see if we can finish this up. I did see that there were some questions about both sales and support. Yeah, you're welcome to contact our sales team at any point through the website. As you hit contact sales, you'll be asked to fill out a form. You can also just email us directly, or you can contact our engineering team directly as well for any questions like that. But yeah, we're happy to discuss your project, understand kind of the features and support you need, and then provide a custom quote for you based on that. I saw a question that will there be? Yes, there will be available. Thanks, Kelly, for jumping in. That's Kelly from our marketing team. Guillermo, did we see anything else that we did not get?
No, not yet. Like you mentioned, there were some sales-related questions, and yes, like you said, there is the sales form that people can use to contact the sales team regarding those specific questions. But yes, if anyone else has any question, I'm still looking at the chat. I think I haven't missed any further question yet.
I think there's
Oh,
one.
so yeah, is it possible to present remote URLs in Cordova Android? I Since that's a specific framework question regarding Cordova, this is regarding the web SDK. If the Cordova integration that you're looking into is fully DOM based, is a fully web technology, yet then the answer is yes, because it's presented. We are with our standalone offering that Richard presented. You just specify the URL of the document that you want to view, and we load that document. So, do you have a component to build a native Windows software solution? Is asking Fabio. And yes, that question is not related to the web SDK, but we do offer a Windows offering on our site. That's also something that you can look into. We are in the website.
All right, do we start this meeting? Yeah, if there's any questions related to the SDK, we're always happy to set up an additional call or a meeting with our team to discuss any technical requirements that you have on that front. We're always happy to help on that. So feel free to reach out to either our sales team to coordinate that, or you can reach out for technical support as well. So we're happy to review that in more details if there's something we missed. Yeah.
Yes, I want, regarding the SDK, regarding the programmatic aspect, everything that Richard presented is also customizable via JavaScript code. We offer APIs to open documents, to export the new PDF, to add annotations programmatically, change properties of the annotations via code, edit the documents like rotating pages, adding new pages, merging documents together via a JavaScript API. So yeah, pretty much any offering that you see done via the UI is also programmatically achievable via the JavaScript API that we offer. And the JavaScript API is the same for our standalone and server-back offering.
I think there was one from Lyle about Chromium browser component. If you want to do that.
Yeah. I see on the questions tab, I'm seeing some additional text. So I see that question about document comparison. Is it possible to compare PDF with text, not only drawings? In the case of a text comparison, what we recommend is using our programmatic API to extract the text away from the document. So there is a get text lines API that allows you to get all the text lines present across all the different pages of the document. So you can use that API to extract all the text from both documents that you want to compare, and then you just do a text-based diffing and see the differences between both documents, for instance. So, and does the signature engine support padded signatures? Yes, the signature engine supports padded. We are wrapping up some additional work to expose it via the web APIs, and that's coming really soon. But yes, we made a lot of underlying work to properly support padded signatures. Okay, so there is another question. Is there a way using the React Native implementation for iOS to save bookmarks outside the document itself? Since this is a React Native question, I don't have the answer right now because the React Native offering uses the underlying native iOS SDK instead of a web SDK. So that's something that you can reach out to our support channel. The iOS team will be glad to help out with that. Let me check the support, the chat tab again. I have raised Cordova query in support request. It should be great if someone from your team addresses the same from web. SDK is really good. Yes, we have, regarding Cordova requests, we have our support agents also can help out with that. So yeah, we can make sure to properly follow up that to the specific wrapper team so that they can provide an answer regarding that. Is it easy to change the icon style in the UI via the SDK, or are the icons totally preset? Yes, all of the icons are customizable. You can use your own, for instance, SVG or PNG asset to change the icon that you want to use. And you specify the path to your new icon via the JavaScript API as well when initializing the instance. We have multiple customers that really take the built-in UI in a different custom way. So we have seen many customizations that are surprisingly different than the default one. Is there a global document search feature for document elements, annotations, text? Yes, our search feature searches across the document text, also annotations. So yes, you can use the UI for that, or also the programmatic API to search and get the search results across your documents.
Looks like there's a couple more coming through.
Yes, I see a new question by Andrew. They ask, do you have plans to support Compose on Android? And unfortunately, I'm not able to provide an answer regarding Jetpack Compose because I'm not working on the Android team currently. But please, if you open a support ticket for that, we can provide you an answer regarding the current status of the Jetpack Compose project. Do you have plans to provide a Kotlin multi-platform SDK? That's also, yes, that's also out of my web scope right now. But yes, we are happy to address that also on the support channel. I will send
I'm dropping it right
link.
now. Yeah, I'm dropping it right now. So.
Are you looking into? Yeah, we are going to provide you the link to the support channel. Basically, in our support workflow, we the engineers ourselves from the different teams across the company help out the customers with their questions and the particular use cases that they are trying to implement and are looking for some advice on what are the different features that they need to implement certain use cases. So that's usually the way it works on support.
Okay. Awesome. Well, I believe that, I think we have one more. Yeah, so one of the benefits of the server-side integration is that we do support lazy loading of the PDF. So the PDF actually stays server-side, but we send image tiles down to the browser that allows you to basically lazy load the PDF based on where you're viewing the PDF. Mm-hmm. So that would be fully supported with our server PSPDFKit for web server backed integration. Mm-hmm. Well, wonderful. Well, I just want to extend a thank you again from myself, Guillermo, and all the PSPDFKit team. Feel free to reach out to either our sales team or our engineering team with any follow-up questions. What can we do to get? Thanks, Noah. And we'd be happy to help. We're happy to schedule an individual session with anyone here as well. So thank you again for everyone, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, everyone.